Let's talk business with Crockett and AV. The fun continues. We are excited that Rashaan is in the building with us. I told him when he came in this morning, Mike, I said he's looking like a fashion show himself.
Come on, man. Well, you know he's a fashion phenom.
That's what I hear. Man, that's what I hear. Welcome, man.
Very happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Listen, Mike was just bragging about all of the great things that you are doing, not only in the community, but just you're doing it's from an entrepreneur standpoint. So just tell us a little bit about you, your business, and what all you have going on.
Yeah.
The Mount Canaan Community Health Center is in Settegast, which is a neighborhood I grew up in, Northeast Houston.
Yeah.
That's actually the church that I grew up in with my dad. Me and my mom went to Community of Faith with Bishop Dixon.
Yeah.
But me and my dad went to Mount Canaan. And so I spent my whole life until I went to college in that community.
Yeah.
I didn't know, though, where I lived.
Oh, wow.
When I went to college, I took a lot of sociology and government classes, and we were looking at the social determinants of health. And I learned that our neighborhood had the lowest life expectancy in the state and also among the worst education and other lifestyle outcomes. And so I thought, how could it be that I grew up in the worst place in Houston, according to some statistics, and didn't even know it? People there die at 60. People elsewhere live to be 80 and 90. And so I just had this fire in my belly to do something about it. This building, which was formerly the Eden Event Center, it was kind of condemned during Hurricane Harvey.
Okay.
So for the last 7 years, it sat empty. And the church came to me and my dad to come up with a plan of what it could be. And real quick, we landed on a clinic and a school.
Yeah.
So on the second floor, we're going to have education programs. On the first floor, we're going to have a clinic. And we started construction last Saturday.
Oh, I love that.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful,
You know,
beautiful. God is great.
Yeah, what's exciting for me, because I worked in City Gas before I started in radio. A lot of people don't know I worked in Park and Rec. So I worked at Taylor Park for years. So a lot of those guys have grown. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I turned 30 December 14th.
Okay, so you're a little bit behind my time when I was over there. But a lot of the guys have grown up that I taught, because every day I'm interacting with African-American males and young girls who would come to that park. A lot of them, as he said, it was the neighborhood. I mean, poverty was big. Like, you had this super humongous church sitting in the middle of the neighborhood, but poverty around it was humongous, and a lot of kids depended on what we had to feed them with at the park on a day-to-day basis. We could talk and educate them and sit down and say, hey, it's a better way. Man, I just want to salute you for going back and helping your community.
For real. And he's saying it so mild.
I know.
He's literally, it's a 30,000 square foot building.
I know.
Right? Now, I want you to do me a favor.
Man.
Right? I want you to take us on a tour.
Oof.
Right? So explain everything going on in the building, man.
Yeah, so basically when you walk into the foyer, you have about 2,000 square feet. We actually had an art auction there in April, which is how I got some more of the money to do the renovations. But long story short, in the foyer, it looks like basically a church entryway lobby, similar to Lakewood Church. On the left side of the building, we have 3 annex spaces, one which we're turning into a cafe, one which we're turning into a kitchen that people from the community can come to cook in and take the food out. Maybe they're a caterer, or maybe they're hosting an event, or maybe they just don't have a kitchen at home. Maybe they're homeless. So we'll have a kitchen that folks can reserve and use, kind of 2 or 3 people at a time. As you go around the back of the building, we have a big classroom space which we're going to use to host lectures and bingo game nights, things for seniors.
That was big. That was big at the park. Bingo.
Yeah.
And then we got multiple big bathrooms, but that kind of gets you around the perimeter. On the right side of the building, we're going to have a coffee shop.
Okay.
But then so that's everything along the perimeter. In the center of the building is the kind of main heart of it, 24,000 square feet, 2-story square.
Yeah.
On the first floor, it's going to be geriatric care for the elderly, urgent care, pediatric and prenatal care for mothers, and mental health services. It's larger than the Settegast clinic. That's further down North Wayside.
Yeah.
And that's just on the first floor.
I got to cut in and just say this. Each one of the main issues and causes of death in the underserved communities is what he just ran down as a major focus of a clinic open up in the area that's that impacted the most. I just, again, when he say salute you, we really mean it.
Yeah.
Well, my grandmother passed away when she was 64. This was kind of how it all got started. So after I left college, I went to Harvard, studied sociology and government. After I left college, I worked at Google doing corporate philanthropy. So I was helping nonprofits raise money from foundations, corporations, and the government. I did that for 2 or 3 years. And then in October of 2022, my grandmother got very sick. And so I came back to Houston, back to Settegast, and stayed with her until she passed away in February of 2023. But when she passed away, we had to drive, 25 minutes to her visits. My grandfather now, who gets dialysis, we have to drive out of the community to get their visits. One of my best friends who got shot in the head, now he probably couldn't have had much help from a doctor, but when they drove him to the place, they wheeled him into the lobby. He didn't get seen for 4 or 5 hours.
Wow.
I mean, I went to a clinic, I don't want to tell you the name of it.
Understood.
I don't want to disparage them, but I have right now a botched tuberculosis test. And that was my only time getting health care in the area. So a lot of people are under the impression that the health care that we have access to kills you. And so, long story short, it was mostly my grandmother passing away that motivated me to come back, leave Google, and to come do this. And I actually funded most of the project myself. I sold my Google stock, flushed out all of my Google savings, and took the severance that I got when I left for her bereavement leave, and kind of with my dad put all of those resources into getting this project off the ground.
I love it, man, because it's a tremendous blessing on your life for it. I mean, you can't undertake something like this, give of yourself without it coming back and being a blessing to you as well. Because I think about something you said. I mean, growing up in Sunnyside, when we were growing up, we had to go to the doctor. We would have to go all the way from there to Bentab just to get help. And then, like you said, you go in that waiting room and you don't be in there forever, unless you done fell out on the floor and lost consciousness. You was gonna sit in there, and there was really nowhere around the community that you could go to for, like we have now. What are these urgent care? Yeah, urgent care clinic. We didn't have that. Right. So to see that you're putting a massive, as Mike said, when Mike started talking about you, Mike was like, this undertaking that he's doing is amazing.
Come on, Doc.
Well, on the second floor of the building, so on the first floor is all healthcare, focused, as you mentioned, on those chronic illnesses.
We love it.
On the second floor, we're going to have education space. So kids, it's right across the street from 2 apartment complexes. We want kids to come get free tutoring. We want them to get vocational training. We want them to get jobs, support helping applying and finding jobs through the Texas
So when you
Workforce
say
Commission.
Vocational training, get specific with that for the people, man.
Yeah, so the main sectors that we're going to help is with the construction sector. You can make $50 an hour as a welder or more. A lot of our students don't know that. As a registered nurse, you can do very well, have benefits and a lifelong career. A lot of our students don't know that. So some of those construction...
And they'll be able to get those licenses?
Yes, sir. And then when you think about technology, at Google, while I was there, we launched something called the IT certification. Kids can learn how to code in AI. They can learn IT
and you're going to have this there.
Absolutely. So,
and this is why I say it gets specific.
Yeah, I love it.
Because he's so
He's
on
mild-mannered.
vocational training. No. We're going to get you the skills that you need to receive now and
all
in the
this
future.
building. All in here.
IT, computer science, nursing and other health-related things, and construction sector skills will be taught on site. And we'll also have a pipeline to plug kids into those careers.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, being, like you said, being in the Google world, seeing how Google has influenced the world. Now you're influencing that community, which is going to influence the world. Right. You've taken what you saw over there and like, okay, we can do a lot of things. 'Cause I can go on Google and find anything. So I can go online and find anything I need. Now we can come to you and look at how many sectors and areas you're covering that people are going to be blessed by.
All
like
of the pressure points.
It's here, man.
Right. All of the pressure points that are facing our community.
Jesus.
He's addressing them. So, of course, he's going to Crockett and Son's gonna be right there with him. CNS Care is gonna be right there with him. So if he out here making sure that the healthcare situation get taken care of in the community, we're gonna be right there.
Yeah, veterans too. I see that. Yeah.
Absolutely. So speaking of that, just last weekend we had our first health fair. We're gonna have one every month for the next 12 months. And Crockett and Sons were out there enrolling people in, I'm going to tell you a story in a second, but enrolling people in taking blood pressure screenings, doing STD tests, helping folks get vaccinated. So that was very appreciated. We actually got to serve our first patients before the clinic even opened up because of him, and they'll be out there with us once a month.
Absolutely.
But what's funny, and he told me this was hilarious, when I was at Google and in college, obviously I had health insurance. When I left to start this clinic as an entrepreneur, I hadn't yet enrolled in health insurance for myself. So here we are hosting a health fair, trying to enroll the community in insurance.
And you outside looking in.
And I'm outside looking in. So I was able, because of CNS Cares, to get the same insurance benefits that I had at Harvard. At a fraction of the price.
Did you hear it?
In 1 day's notice.
That's what he does.
That's how it go. We dead serious about that. That's the point, man.
Yeah, man. How can people help you? I know we got about a minute 30 seconds left, but how can people find out more information, or if they want to be a blessing to you in this effort as well? How can they do that?
Yep. So our website is settegast.org. SETTEGAST. So SETTEGAST.org. Settegast.org has our website, all of our social media. My email address is r.king@settegast.org. And then just pull up to the building. I'm there every day with the construction crew. So come right on in.
Man, this boy that made my day. Because I was just talking about the other day, I was trying to do a check on some of the kids that we taught over there and just trying to find where's this one, where's that one. And a lot of them were talking about the works that they were doing in the community. So to see you doing this for City Gas is a light to everybody else in the city.
Yeah, I mean, that's beautiful.
Yeah. He put his investments into it, Mike.
Come on, and that's the move, man. When you believe in something, that's when you go you bet on you. You take your resources and put it into your ideas to benefit your community. Yeah, so I love the whole vibe. You're a walking expression of everything that we preach and teach.
I know. Boy, what the old folks say, got the hair standing up on me, Mike.
What I'll tell you is that it's a legacy because I saw on your Instagram that you spent a lot of time with Bishop Dixon.
Yeah.
Well, I went to his church as a kid. I was in his drill team. I was in Good Gang.
I was saying, you part of Good Gang? Yeah.
Oh, Dixon gonna love that.
So I was in junior achievement. All of my entrepreneurship training and faith-based education came from there.
Quit playing with me. Shout out to Bishop Dixon.
Good Gang. Listen, Mike.
Good Gang, yeah.
Let's roll it, of course. Don't forget December 8th. It is the Walk the Runway, the Moran City Center, 800 Cirilla Street. Sign up today, cnscares.org, cnscares.org. When you see the seat,
you know it's me, and when you hear the C, it's Crockett
AV. Appreciate this. Thank you, Rashaan.
Thank you.